Well, a lot of positive outlook, but a lot of ifs in between. And I guess it points to the need for resilience. I know one lady who has resilience as her watchword every day, Stephanie Kadri. She's the convener of UL. How do you call that?
UL3.
UL3.
Race to the Power 3.
Race to Power 3. I remember my maths a bit. Convener of UL3 Residents Summits. Teaching us how to be resilient, and it seems we need a whole lot of that in the world of today, not just in Nigeria. Now we have President Donald Trump, and it seems the Trump factor is moving a whole lot of things around the world. Europe, they are discussing how to protect themselves, since it seems President Trump is so determined, to protect his own. We all have to look out for ourselves, even though there's a cost to everything. So we brought you here today to talk about resilience as individuals, as businesses, in the world of today. Where would be a good place to start to look out for this?
To look out for resilience?
Yes.
So it's in I like the fact that you asked it from two perspectives, both a resilience as individuals and resilience as corporates, right? And for the individual perspective, it's really to first ask, how long do we want to stay for? What is our longevity plan? And based on that, what do we need to do to prepare for that longevity plan? And it applies as well to corporates. Because at the end of the day, it is what we prepare for. Resilience is really not just about, some people say surviving. It's not just about surviving, but it's also having a contingency plan for the way forward and sustaining that way forward. So quite importantly, we need to start from how far do we want to go and how long do we want to stay, and what do we want to be remembered for? What do we want to deliver? And what do we need to do to ensure that we deliver what we set out to deliver? And I think that applies to both individuals and corporates as well, to have that plan. I think that's where you also have, that is what the idea of a SWOT analysis, to say how far do we want to go? What do we need to prepare for before we engage?
Yeah, I think sometimes these conversations sound so intellectual.
Right.
And we know that when you look at the Nigerian society, in the morning we're talking about the issue of rural migration. You have more of the population in the rural. There, you don't have a lot of all these elitist conversations and all of that. So if you break it down, you walk down the road, you see a woman who has a small shop and everything, and you want to tell her about resilience, then what does she do? Why does she need it? How can she adopt it?
So if we're going to breaking it down really to the layman's terms, what you're saying, so resilience really is having a personal reason to survive, having a personal reason to fight back, right? So it's now when we find ourselves in that situation, we find ourselves in the situation where we are not sure, that feeling of uncertainty throws us down the spiral. So for that woman, for example, it's now, what is that thing that you consider as value that you would like to fight for, right? Against all odds, that you want to fight for, even if it's for the next breath, even if it's for the next morsel. What is it that you can try, right? What is it that you can do that gives you a sense of purpose or gives you a sense of meaning? And I'm really trying to break it down to yes, just like you described it. To her reality. Yes.
So do I need to put more money, save more money?
You can only put more money where you have money. So the thing now is let us take it to that bare place where there is no money. The truth is, we have to, and speaking to these people, there has to be the exchange of value. Back in the day, there was this barter system.
Sorry, Steph, just a minute. We need to. You continue, just hold that thought. We'll continue with this conversation, obviously, on our other platforms, on our local platform, the UK platform, and online. Obviously, we are there. As I always say, if you're watching us online on our YouTube channel, just switch to the next one. But for our DSTV viewers, we need to lead you to Abuja now. It's day 5. This has been happening all through the week. Abuja is getting a lot of facelifts when it comes to infrastructure. Is the construction of the Gabu-Tokulo Road. It's a 2-span river bridge, and it's the length is about 5 kilometers, and it's within Buhari Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. That is where DSTV viewers will be going to. But for our other viewers, please come stay with us right here. All right, I hope you can remember when.
Oh yes, I do.
Okay, please go ahead.
You know, so just even while you were talking, I was like, resilience really is just the will to want to survive and give your best shot while you survive. So the thing now is, to that lady on the street who doesn't know what else, the thing now is that you want to ask, what is that thing that I want to survive for? That will give me meaning in any form. What is that thing that also, because we also have to retrain ourselves at some point to have something that we can exchange. You say, oh, I have Gary, but I want yam. You have yam and I need, so let us exchange. Because at the end of the day, even in survival, there has to be some level of exchange for value. So even breaking it down to that very minute detail is, what is that thing that I am willing to contribute in order to survive within the most suitable parameters that I have, right, within myself, without breaking myself. But even if I have to seek support, because many times we're trying to do this in silos, but seeking support is also going to help in those times when it's like I've fallen all the way to my back and I can't do anything, right? But most importantly, having faith or having hope for that next breath, to say, I need to breathe. And for the sake of breath, what can I commit myself to? And how can I push myself to do something? You know, and
you know, Stephanie, you're sounding like a motivational speaker.
Right.
And I'll tell you what goes on behind the scenes. Some people watching this will be like, all these motivational speakers, they don't know what this really means. They don't know how much I will to survive. And I mean, situate yourself in Nigeria. That woman we were talking about just opens the shop and she wants to, and then the local government boys come and tell you have to pay this. And then you perhaps you need to chill the drinks you want to sell, and of course you don't have supply, so you say, oh, let me get a small, I pass my neighbor, and then you go, I better pass my neighbor. And then you go to the petrol station, and now global price for crude seems to be increasing, and so we see a reflection of that at the pump. So these are the realities that Nigerians face, and it's not like people do not know what they want. Okay, they say technology is the in thing now. I want to get educated in that, so I need internet, I need a tab, I need money, I need light. 50% NCC approved for tariff. You know, these are the realities beyond all of this. So I want to know, okay, so let
me just confirm, you know, it's because and the reason why you target motivation, because you believe that probably it has not been done. And let me just tell you, because I'm a small business owner as well. And before being a small business owner, I was in the corporate sector, earning well in the corporate sector. But I was fired at some point, right? And I hit ground zero. And I started from ground zero. So when it comes to starting from nothing, I understand, so which is why it is the desire to say, you know what, even if I am going to die, let me die trying. First 50,000 naira I had that I used to start a business was from a WhatsApp advert. Because many times we have our phones and we're on social media, but we don't realize that even that social media is a great platform. And everything that I have built today for my business, and the trajectory thus far is from that first 50 naira that I earned from posting on my WhatsApp status to say, I can teach French. If you're interested in learning French, come. And I started from there. So it's now the thing is, because at the end of the day, when we are broken to the very minute part of us, it is to ask, what do I still have? If I don't have it, who do I have, or who can I speak to? If there is nothing, it's really to just, at the end of the day, it's really looking within and ask, what can I turn to the next one kobo? Who can I sell something to? Who can I ask for something from, even if I need to loan it? Now, I was selling books for a particular organization, and I was selling on credit. And when I get that credit, I take back. From that money, I used to buy another set. And then I sell and I take back, and I'm keeping little by little. And you know, when you talk about, oh, we need to start a business, we need the laptop, we need this, we need that. Those are needs to have. Those are, yes, nice to haves. But let's talk about the need to have. I want a laptop, but I don't have the money for it yet. What can I start doing? Can I hire a laptop from someone? Or can I look for someone that has and say, oh, trust let's build on that relationship, which is where collaboration comes in, because you can't talk about resilience without talking about adaptability. And adaptability now comes with flexibility, comes with collaboration. We have to be able to embrace that, because resilience really is all about being adaptable, being able to evolve, being collaborative, because in these times, particularly with the growing digital age, mental health challenges are going to increase, because we're now working remotely more. And we're not created to be in silos. We're supposed to be a community. And one of the challenges why you have mental resilience deeping rather, is because there is now a lot of people working in silos. There is no connectivity anymore. There's a lack of community. There's also a resistance to change. Now, it's something we must embrace. So yes, that is also probably on the elitist level, but even on the other levels as well. Hey, people are learning how to do using POS. That used to be the elite, right? But they're doing it now. So as corporates, I guess, also, which is also supporting the businesses, part of them also establishing themselves as brands to be trusted and to be leaned on for the long term, which is good for them, is social responsibilities. Training these people, teaching them how to adapt as well, teaching them to learn the soft skills, maybe to be able to use the POS, or even to learn some levels of data analysis, which is why, annually I organize a resilience conference, and part of what we do, those people that participate in the conference benefit from digital trainings, right, offered by Wootlab. So digital trainings from data analysis, business analysis, generative AI, to teach them. So at least you have that at the tip of your finger, and you can use to exchange. So education is important. We can't undermine education. So while there are people on the street, we have, at some level, we have to educate them. To educate them to how to add 1 naira to the next naira. How to barter, right? How to create something so that their children will survive, because it's not just about them, it's about the people that are leaning on them, and every strata in society, there's someone leaning on you. So if we can teach that sense of responsibility, that's education. So education doesn't have to be going to Harvard, university, and all of that, no. But just being able to give them that level of awareness that helps them to engage themselves from something that puts money in their hands. Otherwise, it's going to be having to steal it. But teaching them to make money legitimately, even if they have to start from ground zero. And I'm speaking from someone who has started a business from ground zero, right? And with that mindset, understand, and there will be challenging times. Oh, there are times you go to market and nothing comes in. There are times you invest and you don't get anything. You put everything, spirit, soul, you add prayer, you add fasting, you go to vigil. And then you're asking God, but you said if I ask, and it doesn't come through. But then you say, you know what, you go again, because you don't know whether it's the next time you're going that something will happen. That is resilience. Resilience is not just about you're bouncing forward, but bouncing forward with the mindset that there could be another challenge. The mindset of the resilient person is, I am adaptable, I will evolve, I will keep moving, and because I never know when the next success would come. So for the sake of that next success, I will move. It's possible I could fail, but it's also possible I could win. That is the resilient mindset. It's possible I could ask that neighbor, give me money, and he will give me. It's possible he will say no, but I will never know if I don't try. So taking it back to the nitty-gritty of building resilience in the lowest strata of society is being able to educate on the importance of exchanging a resource, an internal resource, for value.
Yeah. All right, Steph, I think if I don't hear any other thing, I hear you say WhatsApp is not just for you to sit down and chat with your friends.
No.
That's where you're coming from, and that is at the foundation of your story today. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Stephanie Kadri, convener, UR3 Resilience Summit.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, let's see how resilient the market is this intraday. Willie Bond will give us those numbers. Stay with us.